Hey, welcome back to another Black City Coffee vlog. Thank you so much for everyone who went to the market and supported us and bought a bag. For those of you who couldn't make it, I'm doing an aftermarket bag sale of all the coffee that I roasted. So I've got a pretty good amount here in that bag and in that bag, or that box, that we're doing a sale. I just put out the email today, I think. 30% off those roasted last week. So while supplies last, okay? But thank you so much, guys. That was a lot of fun. Now we're gonna jump onto the computer and I'm gonna do a breakdown of everything. So let's go jump on the computer. Hey, welcome back to another Black City Coffee vlog. In this video, aftermarket, decompress, rest, and see how we did. So I want to share with you guys the last video, how much I spent, right, to go to market. Now, how much did we make? How did we do? We'll talk about the logistics and stuff first, and we'll talk about the feels. Okay. So if y'all remember, the cost that I'm measuring was equipment and green coffee, basically, and the market fee, $635.44. Okay. Now, I said I had two tiers of goals. My first tier was to sell about 30% of my stock, and then about if I were to hit that second tier, which would be to make up costs for equipment, that would be about selling 75% of my stock. Okay, to break even with all of the equipment costs. So I'm happy to say that we made a total of $452.16. About 100 of that was cash, 352.16 cents was card, okay? And that went off without a hitch. No problems with taking payments. I've never done that before, so that was good. There was really no hiccups there. So yeah, with $400 made-ish, I could say that I hit that first tier. So yay, cool. I'm happy about that. We covered our green cost. Now, we had 3 people kind of work in the booth, and in a real-life scenario, those will all be employees, right? So you kind of have to think about that hourly cost, I think, as well, if you're trying to translate this into reality, right? We like to live a based life, so we like to live in reality. So that's something I would think I would need to factor in maybe if you were doing this yourself, okay? But yeah, I'm happy to say that we sold out. We almost sold out of the light roast. That was a big surprise. So people were really, I think, impressed by the Costa Rican, which was our 3 palms, anaerobically processed Mosto yeast. It was a big hit with the Hasea booth earlier this year. And yeah, it was special. And I was sort of talking it up because it is special. It's a special coffee. So people really liked it, and I brought, I think, just enough for the day. So I brought about 10 bags. I sold 8, and I was really happy with that. I'm just really happy that people liked what they tasted there. And some people were like, wow, I've never tasted anything like this before. And I was like, yes, that feeling, right, of like, I've never tasted this before. And those were definitely the people that bought a bag and were excited to try it and all that stuff. And for me, I think as a roaster, that was, and just how I feel about coffee, that was maybe when I had moments like that, which were intermittent throughout the day, it gave me energy throughout the day when I would hear that and see that on people's faces, and when they would taste something. Even when they tasted something on my dark roast, which I'm not a big dark roast drinker, I'd taste a dark roast and be like, this is good. And then I'm like, wow, awesome, great. Okay, so $452, right? So cool. First things first, okay, let's talk about some of the L's that we took that day. Was my sign says fresh coffee on it, right? So if we were to take, I'll put it up on the board, but it says fresh coffee. So right away, the first person that came up to the booth was like, okay, I'll take a pour over and an iced coffee. And I was like, and they like didn't read anything. They just were like zoned in and were like, I'll take a pour over, take an iced coffee. we're like, oh, we don't serve coffee. We have some free samples for you, but we sell whole bean coffee. And they're like, what the hell am I going to do with that? No, they were very nice. Everybody was so nice. But yeah, first things first, whenever you go to market, and everybody told me, fellow roaster Linda that I met there told me, fellow florist vendor connected on wedding side told me, hey, y'all got to sell some brewed coffee, because that's what people expect, brewed coffee to walk around the market. I said, okay, I yield. Okay, we can do that. If we do this next time, we will definitely have some way, we don't know yet, about serving brewed coffee, because people want to, we have to understand the nature of the market, and the market, the expectation is to grab a cup of coffee and walk around and do the market, right? So yeah, we didn't really have that, but we were still able to initiate conversation, go through the motions. People bought bags. People were talking to me. And I was getting hyped. It was just like me in front of the camera, but with a real life person talking about coffee. And that's, I was in the zone. Honestly, I was in the pocket there. And then if we sold a bag, that was just like cherries on top, But, that's the artist side of me, just like sort of reveling in, oh, dude, we're connecting, we're vibing, whatever. Or I get to share with you what I love about coffee. And that was the best part for me. That was so cool. And yeah, again, when people say that they like your coffee, I was just like, dude, this is cool. Like, I don't know. That was a really special moments, and there were many of them, and I got blessed with so many moments like that, where people were just smiling, smelling happier, having gotten a cup of coffee or a free sample and tasting something new. And everybody loved Tiger Claw, and I was like, yes. That was the intention behind it, and I'm glad people loved it. So yeah, that was definitely just some great validation for a roaster. My roaster heart was very full yesterday. So here are the next things. We've got to figure out just some basic numbers, basic math. I haven't written it out yet, but this is what I'm thinking about, okay? Cup cost, water jug, lots of water. A way to do hot water. So the thing is, when we were making these samples, right, we were plugged into the power there, but because the market is relatively young, it's maybe their second year of doing this, they don't really have a good system for power yet. And so if we did not have our Jackery, which is basically a portable generator that we had in our truck, we wouldn't have been able to serve samples. And without samples, there was no way people were going to buy or do anything with us, So it was just like the Jackery just came in clutch, real clutch right there, and we had the Jackery. So we were able to brew it on the packed kettle. The packed kettle was a little finicky. The way that we were brewing coffee was very inefficient. It was enough at the end of the day, but I really didn't like that system that we had set up there. So if we are to serve coffee, it's got to be way more efficient, way more scalable, and way more brainless as well. That way anybody can kind of like step up to the plate and brew some coffee, because that's just something I'm definitely not interested in. I can do it, but I definitely love the, talking to people, interacting with people, telling how I roasted this coffee, why this coffee is special. They're all special, but why this one in particular I chose to serve today, and this and that. And so things like that. Yeah, power is an issue, You still have to plug in your Jackery for it to kind of keep going. And, fortunately we were able to do that. A milk alternative. Shout out to Gracie from Boho Chic Flowers. She's like, yeah, just have a milk alternative. 2%, way to serve coffee, sell it for $5. She was just giving us the business plan already. I said, okay. All right, I don't even have to think. Some sugar packets. Some people were coming by, were like, I only drink coffee with cream and sugar. And I'm like, you know what, just try this. And they're like, this is very good. I don't even need sugar. And I was like, yes, exactly. Right? And then some kind of like, I think we're going to go drip brewer just so we can stay on top of, just not having to wait for brewing. Brewing takes a long time, and I really just want to hand people coffee and get to talking, get the conversation going. Because I'm not really all about, not like a hype beast about all these brewer gadgets and stuff. I really don't care about that stuff. That's why you don't see a lot of that stuff on the channel. It's just, to me, it's really about the producers, where it's coming from, how it's made, how it's processed, how it's roasted, and then how I'm communicating that to the customer or to the roaster even, and even to the businesses. Like, I think it's all part of the same kind of gag. So, there you go. So now you can see my cost there, my total sales. I don't know why the window zooms in, so I'm seeing it, but you guys aren't seeing it. Okay. So there you go, $452. I'm glad, we hit our tier 2 goal. I'm really glad. I was, of course, with anything, you're kind of thinking like, are we even going to sell one bag of coffee? And then when it took like maybe 30 minutes to maybe 30 minutes to an hour to make our first sale on a bag, I was like, oh, are we even going to sell 5 bags? Like the doubt that creeps in your mind. Like, am I good enough to be here? Like, a lot of these like negative thoughts come in, and I'm like, nope, just flush all that stuff out. I know my thoughts will be thoughts, and I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be present. I'm going to show them, my passion, and I'm going to just try to connect with people and be human, And that mentality kind of got me out of any negative thoughts that maybe sort of crept in from time to time, for sure. Because I'm sure it happens to everyone. It's sort of like, we sold 1 bag. Or when are we going to sell 2, So in total, we ended up selling, let's see, out of, let me see. So Tiger Claw was very, popular. We sold 10 bags of that. Mr. Koto, not as popular as I thought. Roasted 20 bags of that, and I only sold like 5. So we have a solid like 20 bags left. Decaf, we sold a decaf. Somebody picked up a bag of decaf, and I was like, yes. And I only roasted 5, just, the minimal. And somebody picked one up, and I was really happy about that. And I was able to share with somebody. I was really hitting it hard with decaf, but not too many people were that interested in it. But for those that were excited about it, and I was able to sell a decaf. And then 3 Palms, just the surprise out of the gate. It was special. People tasted that it was special, and it sold like it was special. So I sold almost all of those. And I gifted some bags to our hosts, for sure, for saying yes to somebody who's never done this before. And they were so nice. And shout out to Kelly Teresa. And I forget her name, but she had the sloths on her sweater. Miss Sloth, I'll just call her. But yeah, our host for the event was really awesome. And everybody who came by was really awesome too. So nice. We were in Newport for the most part. Like, it's Costa Mesa. Like, they're Costa Mesa. But the people of Newport are always a little more... I would say this market was educated about coffee. Not super... they weren't a lot of dark coffee drinkers. A lot of them were like, Starbucks, ew. And I had to defend Starbucks for, funnily enough. So yeah, they were in that pocket of like going towards more third wave coffee and valuing higher end coffee, but just not really understanding completely why yet. But they were definitely the right people they were my people to talk to in terms of educating. So they weren't closed-minded. They were definitely open-minded. They didn't know everything about coffee, and I was a perfect shoe-in for that in terms of educating. So it was perfect. I think this sort of small baby step was really eye-opening for my husband to see what this world is, and because he's such an entrepreneur, that really got his gears going. So we shall see, okay? But I'm definitely more conservative about everything because I live in reality. But we'll see. I just was really stoked about, like I said, the person-to-person interaction. I met Linda from Lunera Roasters. She uses it's a Kaleida. Anyway, Linda from Lunera. I met a fellow roaster, and that was awesome too. And other roasters too. They're like, oh yeah, I got my little what do they use? Like Baymores. I heard that. I heard someone who was a roaster, but like using legit equipment and all this stuff. And mostly everybody was just very nice to talk to, and nobody was like stuck up or closed-minded. It was great, you know. So I felt like I was right where I needed to be. Yeah. So, okay, aftermarket coffees. All right. I'm going to run a sale, 30% off as an automatic discount. So you got to add it to cart for you to see the discount. But since I roasted these on the week of November 27, 28, 29, super fresh still, but I want to move these just because I roasted them already. So, yeah, watch out for that. If you need to get a gift for anybody, please grab a bag, and I'll ship those out to you, okay? All great coffees. Man, it was a great opportunity. Funny. I think this is a good pace for us. You know, we're still relatively young, so like I said before in many other vlogs, is like, if we are to be in coffee, we are putting in the work. We are doing our due diligence. We're just going at a very kind of slow pace, of very non-commitment minded, very cautious pace, okay? And that is just because we have other priorities in play, and other plans that we need to enact before we just jump willy-nilly. You know, we're not like that over here. So, okay. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you see where I can improve too on the next one, please give me your recommendations for how you all bring water to, like a lot of water to brew coffee, if y'all already doing it, you know. I never considered it before. I just always thought I would just be roasting and not even thinking about brewing coffee. But I think in order for us to even be of service in the best way, right? And that's how I'm looking at it now. It's not just about what I want. I want to be of service in the best way when I do show up to market, and that means serving coffee and giving people something to drink. And my husband was saying, yeah, when people see the sign fresh coffee, they should have coffee to drink. I was like, I know, you're right. Like how resistant I am, but for like, it's probably just me being stubborn. Okay. So, any questions, comments, put them in the comments. Hit me up in the Instagrams if you want to connect more there. I think some of y'all subscribed while you were at the market, and I'd love to connect more and put a face to the name more, just because I saw so many people yesterday. So I'm sorry if I forget your name or don't recognize you right away, okay? But yeah, I'm always down to connect. All right, good things, guys. Got to go. Lots to do. Still busy. It's December. Happy December. And we'll see you in the next one.